The Energy Performance Certificate, also known as EPC, which remained largely unchanged since its launch in 2007, went through a major transformation at the start of April 1st, 2012. This change was, in some part, due to feedback in response to government research, which found that the public thought that the certificate was too wordy and technical, making it difficult to understand, but the main reason is to support the Green Deal, which is due to launch in October. So what it looks like, the new EPC certificate. The following notes outline how the new certificate will differ, but it's important to note that they are based on draft examples provided by the government, which could still change. So with that in mind, in summary, the new EP certificate differs from the current version in a number of ways. It's shorter with more white space and written in plain English. Cost savings are expressed over 3 years. The 3 main potential cost savings are highlighted on the front page. The environmental impact rating is no longer on the first page. There's 2 new sections, Green Deal Opportunities and Choosing the Right Package. These replace the existing What Can I Do Today section. Recommendations are presented in a single list and no longer split into lower cost, higher cost and further measures. Green and orange ticks are used to indicate the availability of Green Deal financing. There's a new alternative measures section. Looking at page 1, you can see the energy efficiency rating graph is still there and in its original format, but there is a new section, Estimated Energy Costs of this Home. This displays current and potential costs over a 3-year period and emphasizes that savings are cumulative and not made in the first year alone. Another new feature on page 1 is the top actions table, which details the top 3 actions that will make the biggest difference to the property's energy efficiency and, more importantly, make the biggest savings. It's this section that gives the first clue as to just how important the new EPC certificate will be to making the Green Deal work. Green and orange ticks against each option will highlight whether Green Deal funding is available or not. Also included here are the contact details for the Green Deal Advice Service. Finally, at the bottom of page 1, the contact details for the Green Deal Advice Service are included. Moving on to page 2, the star rating table for various elements of the property headed Summary of this home's energy performance related features is largely unchanged, but a new value headed Current primary energy used per square metre of floor space are now displayed. The section entitled Low and Zero Carbon Energy Sources has been retained, as this will alert consumers to any such sources already utilised by the property. At the bottom of page 2 is a new section headed Opportunity to benefit from a Green Deal on this property. This informs the householder of how they can benefit from a Green Deal package and provides the contact details of the Green Deal Advice Service. However, it's page 3 that contains the biggest changes. The recommendations are now all contained in one list, and there is a brief statement explaining that the performance ratings after improvements are cumulative. For example, they assume the improvements have been installed in the order that they appear in the list. The text has been simplified and explains that permissions may be required before implementing the recommendations. There is also a web link to a remote advice centre, which will provide advice on simple measures that the householders can achieve to save money. The major innovation on page 3 is the use of green and orange ticks next to each recommendation. A green tick indicates that Green Deal finance should be available, whilst an orange tick means that the measure may qualify for inclusion, but additional finance is necessary if that measure is to achieve annual savings over the annualised cost. Any alternative measures, if triggered, are displayed in a separate table to the recommendations. Finally, there is a section that explains how the EPC Advisor tool can be accessed on the DirectGov website and provides a summary of the annual saving potential available from a Green Deal package. The environmental impact rating has now been moved to page 4 and looks significantly different. The Renewable Heat Incentive data, also known as RHI, has now been reinstated into the EPC, but is now labelled Your Home's Heat Demand. So, a fundamentally different looking energy performance certificate, and one which the government hopes to engage the public's interest more than its predecessor managed to do in the last 5 years. The Green Deal is expected to generate around 15,000 new jobs, and a lot of those jobs will depend on this new document.